Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. It's another one. I said a new day. It's a motherfucking another one. Guard. Hey, Chip out the guards over there like, were you talking to Whack 100 last night? Yeah, I was. On Pow! Bro, I was talking to Whack 100. And he sure had a lot to say, right? And we're going to get to that in the next spill later on. Because guess what? I got the tapes. Yes, indeed. Seems like this brother did email me. Now, we'll get to that. But in a minutos in direct fashion, you see the thumbnail. Oh, hell no. Right? Order the China Mac. You know what I mean? Ding. Going on pinchy hickey right here or whatever the case may be, right? I know I got a taka, right? I don't know what he has. More like a naka, not trip out. I've always had respect for China Mac. And I understand that lately he's been finding himself in a whole lot of, not a lot, a little bit, but a little bit of a lot of it, right? He's been getting involved and involving himself in a lot of situations, a lot of beefs with a lot of people. The beef with Milk 7-4, the beef with Charleston White. And you know, when you go out there and you say a little too much and you're playing that Instagram game, you're playing that YouTube game, you're playing that social media platform game, and you're speaking on a lot of stuff, guess what's going to happen? Just like the Fresno Bulldogs, they're going to bite you in your nalgas. Well, in this case, it looks like he got bit on his neck by one of the Lost Boys. Now, trip out on this. Lately, people have been talking about he's saying too much. Now, he got involved in an argument with Whack 100 on Power, he did, right? And Whack 100 played him out of pocket. Now, one thing I could say, and I'll say this first and foremost, we did have a conversation last night, myself and Dubs, if you tapped into the live or if you tapped into the spill that I just brought to you guys last night. Part 1 is on Dub's channel. Part 2 is on mine. Make sure you guys tap in to hear it out of his own mouth, out of the horse's mouth. I tapped in. I called Whack 100. He picked up on the second ring. Wasn't expecting it, but he did that. And we got at each other. Now, I have an extensive history. Not an extensive history, but a history of Whack 100, which I needed to reiterate and, you know, get him to remember. He started to remember, just like if it was last December, and trip out what happens. Whack 100 decided that for no other reason to speak some of the real. Now, he also spoke some of the real, or what he felt what was real, to China Mac, and they got in some type of argument, some type of conflict. Now, Whack tends to do that. Ask Sharp. He'll let you know, according to Whack, you ain't never pulled up, right? And then, of course, we know what he's got going on with Diggs, but he also got into it with the Mac, China Mac, and it felt, I guess, the brothers out there in New York, the Sangres, allegedly, right, on Power, they felt like they needed to give Mac a little bit of medicine because he didn't defend the hood or he didn't defend his cause like he should have. Now, everything I've seen about China Mac is real. You know, when it came to the Charleston White thing, I see Charleston White was getting a little bit too racial, right? China Mac defended his people. That's what you're supposed to do. First and foremost, just like when Whack 100 disrespected Tres, disrespected the Mexicano cause, I immediately, doesn't matter, north or south, none of that mattered, Holmes. Brown is what mattered to me. I immediately jumped on the forefront, on the front lines, and put a couple videos out there, and I started to put extensive videos out there because I needed to defend the brown man. Not that he asked for my defense or asked for me to jump in, but sabes que, I'm going to jump in anyways. Let's jump. That's real. Now, I gained a little bit of respect for Whack last night. Just a little bit, a tiny bit, right? Because he kept it cordial, he kept it real. He spoke without yelling and screaming like they do at the what is it called? The Yell Over Each Other Club. And I respect it. One thing I'll say for sure is him and China Mac, their beef shouldn't hold bearing on anyone else. But what it did do was make his homeboys in New York feel some certain way. So I guess China Mac, and he's been known to do this, and I respect him for it, he'll pull up. You know, I told Charleston White the same thing. This man will pull up. You know, AD knows he pulled up. They threw fists. It was what it was. A couple kicks, a nice roll and a somersault. And boom, it ended up how it ended up. Two real ones doing real things behind the scenes. The pull-up was real. Pull-out game, not quite as much. But, you know, when he started to beef with Milk, you know, the Peter Piper picked a pepper incident happened, and he would send his chorra pictures to Milk, and the Milk was blasting. I mean, somehow along the line, it came into my feed. And I don't understand that, right? You know what I mean? I ain't never been into wonton noodles. But one thing I'll tell you for sure And these are facts, man. China Mac has been seeming to get involved and involving himself in a lot of conflict lately. So anyways, his homeboy hears about it over there in New York, allegedly. And this man pulled up. He took a flight from LA because he's residing in LA now. Took a flight to New York City. Get a rope. And it looks like they done choked his ass out with the rope. Because from what I see ligature marks all over the neck. Now, I ain't seen no bruises, no bumps, no none of that. What I seen on the neck looked like a vampire tore his ass up. It looked like he pulled up to Brooklyn and Eddie Murphy got him. The vampire in Brooklyn, I already had Italian, tore his ass up. Yeah, Chinese food now, because he definitely got ate up. Now, when you get in a fight, when you get DP'd, right? Everyone along the line has been DP'd if you're in the gang life in some form or fashion. You mess up, homes. Ain't nothing wrong with you for messing up. If you do something out of the ordinary, you do something that your homeboys don't quite agree with, see, a vote is taken, man. And if it's taken that you need to be DP'd, you must present yourself to the body or to the hood, to the turf, so that way you can get a little bit of medicine. No Advil here. That's it. Just real life. It's called kicks, size 9.5 all the way to 11s. They're going to do what they does, cuz, shit, maybe even 12.5. You never know. But at the same time, the whole thing of pulling up and taking your medicine, that's what makes you a real one. That's what separates you from the have to the have-nots, right? You're going to have a beating coming, and you're going to have not a way to get back, right? And that's just it. C-Mac did it. That ball pulled up to the alley and, hey, on 55th. Yeah, not on Pyro, on 55th, he got smashed on. But he took his medicine like a man. That's what a man does. Now, China Mac allegedly did the same thing. A lot of people last night in the lives, they was woofing out high power shit, talking about it. I myself said, man, I'm not going to lie. After seeing the pictures that he put out, the one picture, that looked like he got into it with a streetwalker. That looked like he got tore up by one of Twilight's cast members. It didn't look like he got in a fight. Now, I understand about bruising. You can bruise in different situations. He is a very light-skinned fella, so anything could have happened. Maybe they socked him in the earlobe and it went all the way down to his spine. I can't call it. But one thing I know for sure is something definitely happened. Now, this man is saying he pulled up and got his medicine. That's real. I myself, I've been DP'd in the past, not with fisticuffs or none of that. I had to do a whole bunch of burpees, though. And that's real. I would have rather took a kick and a hit to the jawbone before all those 1,000 burpees. But I did my thing. It's just part of the game. Just like everyone else says, you know what you signed up for. So guard! You want to get DP'd? Do you want to get DP'd? See, he don't want to get DP'd. He said, nah, he'll do the burpees. Trip out. China Mac needs to mind his own or his own will remind you. See that old saying right there, mind your own or your own will remind you, definitely happens. You know, it's not a saying that people just put out there to put out there. I'm looking fly home with my hat on. Penny, you already know what it is. Number one, now trip out. China Mac definitely went and did his thing according to him. But I see Milk 7's reaction. And Milk said, nah, hell nah, bro. That wasn't a real DP. That was no, nah, hell nah. Now, none of motherfuckers do a DP like now. That wasn't real. But I'm here to say, I've had a homeboy that tapped in with China Mac just this morning. Facts, 100%. He tapped in with the Mac this morning. And according to what the Mac says, it was real. He's back in LA now, man. He done took his medicine like a real G and came back. Now, everything I've seen about China Mac spells the word G. AD says something. He says something. He pulled up. Charleston White says something. He says something. Charleston White never pulled up, right? We're still waiting on that one, right? Whack 100, well, we know that. Look, and I'm going to be real. I had a conversation with Whack, but you know just like I know. And I just got off the phone. Facts, but one of his OG homeboys from his hood. Oh, you think I'm lying? You think I'm lying, huh? You guys think I'm lying? Hell no, homes. Hey, shout out to the real one. You already know what it is. Podcast, brother. You know what I mean? Got in a conversation with him, me and a couple other homeboys. And facts, he told me a whole lot of things about you, Whack 100. On Paru, right? He even said, man, that brother better just trademark that shit. He can have that shit. He said, him and you, Gunner, because you got to say it more than everyone else. And I said, this with respect, brother. And he says, oh, I already know, bro. I tap in with you. And he's an OG from Wax Hood. I can't say his name because I don't want to put his name out there. But it's 100% motherfucking facts that I tapped in with him. And he told me a whole lot about it. And one thing he said is, Whack 100 ain't pulling up nowhere. He ain't never going to. He said, I've been knowing this guy since he played football for the Golden Bears. He ain't never going to pull him nowhere. Whack. Kind of got you in your boo-boo. Wow, right there. But I will not sit here and talk shit about Whack that I won't say to his face. So next time I talk to him, which will be later on today when I call him, I definitely will let him know that and talk to him about it. But anyways, him and China Mac got into some type of incident. I didn't quite watch it because I don't watch YouTube like that. I be doing YouTubing, but not really doing YouTubing. You understand what I mean? I've never been into surfing the internet. I've only been into surfing, you know, and just doing my thing. I'm kind of like a Ninja Turtle, homie. I got a hard shell. Now trip out, but I'm not slow, I'm fast. I move smooth with a purpose. One thing I'll say that is facts is that whatever this conversation that they got into and this disrespect, it led to the demise of China Mac's credibility in the hood, man. People felt some certain way. See, if you get disrespected over and over again, people take it as, man, you're making the hood look bad. Just like people from Whack 100's camp and his hood feel the same way. When you keep putting it on Power Rule and keep putting it on your hood, right? Then people are going to feel disrespected because not only is that your hood, it doesn't belong to you. It ain't yours. You know what I mean? To what degree, I don't know, right? It belongs to other people as well, man. Other people represent it to the fullest. They're going to feel some type of way, and that's where you got your DP coming. Did China Mac really get DP'd? According to the conversation he had with my boy, absolutely he did, but he's fine. He's doing just fine. He's all right. Now, usually when the homeboys DP you, no matter what hood or body you're from, unless the orders are to eradicate you, there's a lot of different things that could happen. You know, your homeboys can give you that medicine and then tell you stay the fuck up off the internet, bro. You done violated it. You done did too much, right? Now, that's totally up to you whether you're going to do it or not. You know, with China Mac, I don't know to what degree of hood he's from. You know, I heard it was the Bloods out there allegedly, you know, in New York that did this to him. Now, whether it happened or it didn't happen, that's the word on the curb. That's what people are saying. And like I said, China Mac said it himself. It happened. Now, this picture that he showed is suspect. Let's just keep it real. That looks like a hickey, brother. That looked like a big old fat torta bitch you sucked all over your neck. That looked like she did something bad to you. That looked like three-finger whack. That was something totally different. And I'll just basically say straight up, man, I ain't never seen anyone come back with only that wound from a discipline. That means you did the curl and your neck was just showing and they did the 6-9. And that's what it looked like they did. Now, to be totally honest with you guys, I believe an incident did occur because he said it did. And you can only take a man on his word. You know, like I said, China Mac has never been one to disappoint, man. If the pull-up game was real, he definitely did that. You know, we've seen him pull up to one fight, or we haven't really seen it, but we heard about it. I don't know, it's like a myth. It's an urban legend here on YouTube. But according to what AD says, as well as Mac, they handled their business like two righteous men. It's not for here to, it's not, I got the tapes. It's not to display everything. You know, the game is to be sold, not to be told. So it's definitely not for us to see, but we definitely heard and spoke on it. Now, if this discipline did take place, if he did get DP, well, that's that man's business. I don't know why everyone's going crazy about it, speaking on it. Shit happens. That's part of the game. If you, real ones know already. You know, there's a vato sitting there right there. Right now, he's got a crooked shoulder because it's all out of place and a broken elbow talking about, shit, I just got DP yesterday too. Because I'm on the homeboy's old lady. Exactly. You know, different reasonings has different ramifications and different results. One thing I can say about China Mac is me and my boy Dubs. You see my boy Dubs in the back? New video. He's in the back, right, trying to make things happen with the Mac. Definitely tapping in with him, and as well as I got other people tapping in with him. Because I would like to bring him exclusively right here just to talk about it. You know, the man could say what he wants to say and not say it. And if he doesn't want to give me that time of day, I understand. Oh, you doing big things now. Oh, you a gangster now. Right? Now, okay, that's understandable. Two, at the same time, I understand people are busy and everyone got their own life to live. They're trying to get that bag. I think we all are, right? But at the same time, I'm all about bringing the raza what I need to bring them because we want to know too. I said, can we know? Can we know? Got a whole bunch of vatos over here, metiche. They just definitely want to know, right? We need to know what's happening in homes in the realm of the gangsterism too, as well as what people are speaking on. I like to provide a platform, myself and Dubs, as well as my boy Big Roll, a platform, man, that keeps it even keel, that keeps it real, that listens to people. Now, a lot of people tripped out because I was able to get a hold of Whack 100 last night. Ain't nothing new to me. I'm true to this. Not new to this, right? I got a whole lot of phone numbers people don't know about. Right? And that's just the way I do it. And I'm not boasting or bragging and saying I'm bigger and I have a bigger bag or anything else than anyone else. I'm just like anyone else. I just tap in with real ones, man. Real ones recognize and respect me, regardless of my standards, if I'm active or non-active or a gangster or a gang member. Nah, what I am is a brown man. You know, when you real recognizes real, game recognizes game in the valley, man. Not the bay, the valley. You know what I mean? How about when Whack 100 last night said, is you a bulldog? I said, oh, hell no. I ain't trying to claim that fame, bro. One thing I'm doing is respecting them vatos, man, but I'm never going to put it out there like I'm something I ain't, because I definitely ain't that. But respects to them individuals. I just don't want to take them as a slight or disrespect because it never was that. Now, when it comes to China Mac, one thing I can say for sure from me to you, man, you're keeping it G, bro. But that picture you put out, please. I said, please. I said, oh, hell no. Please put out another picture because that one was rather unbecoming. And that one looked like he got bit up by a whole bunch of bed bugs on the side of his neck. It just didn't look like he got disciplined, okay? It looked like he found something on the internet and ran with the first thing you seen. Hey, Vata, that was a Vata having lesions right here. I don't know exactly what that was, but that definitely was not the picture to put out. Just like it wasn't a proper thing to put out a picture of your pecker, right? You showed your pecker off, brother. Stop it. You know what I mean? Milk was happy as fuck. He was showing it to everyone. Hey, look, it's China Mac's dick. I was like, no, hell no. Hell no. You know what I mean? I'm live. I ain't trying to go that route. And that's just what that was. Now, whether or not, regardless of not, if he got disciplined, that is that man's business. And if that man doesn't want to put out another picture, doesn't want to speak on it anymore, that's quite understandable. But let me tell you about them Bloods out there in New York City and Bloods right here in Califas. Ain't no one playing with you, man. If you disrespect their hood, if you don't stand up strong for what you truly believe in, people are going to feel a certain way. I've had homeboys get at me. Hey, why you let that fucking puta disrespect the barrio, eh? You know what I mean? You seen American Me. Remember when the vatos said, hey, why you let him disrespect the clica, the la onda, right? Vatos feel a certain way. You know what I mean? Well, guess what? We don't shine shoes around here. Esperanza! We don't do that. What we definitely do is keep it real, man. If China Mac flew from LA to New York to get his medicine, well, that's as real as they come and can never anybody disrespect him. He was skinny dick, but can't no one disrespect that, right? It just was what it was, you know? I can't get the shit off my mind, but this is blind. I can't see, China. I can't see. You know what I mean? It fucking busted my eye bone, homes. That's on la tira. I guess it'd be like that sometimes. With that being said, you know, if this individual really did get disciplined, I mean, it's just part of the game. You know, just to keep it real with you, gente, it is what it is. Now, I will be releasing a video later on today, man, discussing a few things about Wack 100. You know, whatever him and China Mac have, whatever beef he has, Wack ain't pulling up to nothing. And that's a fact, right? The man is doing big things. He don't have no time for that. And, you know, everything that I've ever said in the past about Wack 100, I don't retract no statements, man. I'm not going to say I apologize or nothing. You know, when, oh, power rule, bubble butt 100. If I said it, I said it. Fill it up when I let it. But one thing I'll tell you for sure is I did gain a little bit of respect for the way that he discussed, for the way that he conversated with myself as well as Dubs. He kept it respectful, so I'll keep it respectful and say that, man, I'm glad that we were able to sit down and have that conversation. I'm glad that it didn't go a different route because, believe me, I had the motherfucker, the Wyatt Earps ready to let go. You know, they were fully loaded. But he definitely kept it respectful. He definitely kept it G. Now, as far as what he's got going on with Diggs or China Mac or any of these other people that he constantly finds himself involved in, which is what China Mac is doing, we're going to get to that right now. He needs to stop already because people ain't feeling that, dog. You understand where I'm coming from? As far as China Mac, don't become the Asian version of Wack 100, man. Stop it before you get committed, man. Go all in on some bullshit. Is it really worth the bag to jeopardize your character? Now, anything I've ever heard about China Mac is he's a real one. He's very respectful. He keeps it G. He done did his time like a real one. You know, hey, I respect all that, homes. Even though I'm not in the game like that, I definitely respect it because at one point I was, and I understand the difference between respecting the motherfucker for who he is or for what about the things he is, you know? Right now, I respect you for who you are, but it's coming to that point where you're trying to put out too much out there, getting involved with all this conflict. Yeah, sex sells, homes, drama sells. But is it really worth selling your soul? You know what I mean? Just think about that. Let that sink in. Oh, but Gunner, you can't tell me shit. Why I ain't trying to tell you shit? I'm just going to tell you shit. What's up? And it's stinky. You know what it is. With that being said, I hope that you guys move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you guys pay attention to what's going on around you. And understand this, man, that myself, Dubs, all the other homeboys, we're going to continue to bring you the best and proper content we can. Oh, you think I ain't got the tapes? Guess what? I got the emails. Man, shout out to Diggs, real one, man. Shout out to everyone else that's listening to this. You know what it is. If you like this, hit that like and subscribe with a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, not a hickey. China, how you gonna release that, man? Stop it, bro. You need to stop that shit. Let that go. With that being said, man, go out there and get it, man. Never quit it. You already know it's a black and brown thing, man. Like I said, hey, Wack 100, I tapped in with your OG homeboy today. He says, you ain't pulling up to shit. And that's real life, man. China Mac, before you have to go that route, man, keep it real, homie. Keep it real. Respects. Charleston White, fuck you. 6'9". And you already know what it is. The gun. Bang, bang.